Welcome to Batcast 66. It's the podcast where we watch an episode of the 60s Batman show every other week, every week, I don't know, and we talk about it. Uh, I'm Kendall.
And I'm Scott, and joining us this week, we have a very special guest co-host, my very good friend Roxy.
Hi guys, how's it going?
The crocodile's chewing.
And as a biology fan, it really bothered me because crocodiles don't chew. They're incapable of it. What they do is they bite an animal and then they spin and it just rips a part of it off and they swallow that whole.
Ah, I didn't
They
realize
also,
you were a biology
yeah,
otaku.
they also roar in a minute, and like that's also not something that archosaurs can do.
Well, this is a different universe than our real world.
What you don't? No, I would rather have the fiction that this is a documentary that they've been shooting like cops.
Bat boys, what you gonna do?
Exactly.
But I like that we get a little explanation as for why King
Yeah,
Tut.
it's better than just like they left. I remember I think because occasionally we get one. I remember there was the Riddler like was making a movie out of their capers thing. So like that was part of the movie was that he would leave them to escape.
That's
But
true.
we didn't know that at the time, and then it was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. Because he had Robin on like that assembly line thing that was just gonna like cut him in half. And then did, but it turns out he was replaced with a dummy or something, right? Yeah. Um,
So
yeah.
Batman shows up. Where is this place?
I forget what it was called, but it said the name on the side of the building.
Well, Batman shows up to wherever it is, and there's like a barred window, like a
Like a
jail cell,
yeah.
and he uses his like a laser pistol to like
Yeah.
blow.
The bat laser. He's pulled stuff like that out a couple of times. They only use it to ever like open doors and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it could be a lot more useful, but whatever. I think it looks awesome.
Oh yeah, it's a toy I definitely want.
So he blows the barred window off and he climbs up there with his bat rope and he like belays into the crocodile pit and like he's kicking off the wall and he's able to grab Robin and climb out
Hmm.
just in the nick of time. So yeah, but King Tut and his goons are already on the move.
Oh yeah, they got plans to enact.
Yeah. Um, if
They got
you
scared bait.
recall,
What's up?
I said they got scared baits the water supply.
yeah, well, before that, they're gonna try to take over the commissioner's office. So yeah, if you remember from last episode, Commissioner Gordon's new temporary secretary is actually Cleopatra, uh, who is, of course, one of King Tut's henchmen. Um, and yeah, she comes in, she's attempting to give Gordon a mind control pill, which again is the Abu Rabu Simbutu formula from ancient Egypt. I'm sure all you Egyptology experts out there know what I'm talking about.
Well, we're
But
assuming it's a real thing.
it's 100% not. I would be so shocked.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious if that was like the one thing they actually did some research on, actually got that right. Like
Um,
nothing else, but this one thing.
it, I would be impressed. But yeah, it's Commissioner Gordon's anniversary. And him and his wife are going out to lunch. So he feels bad about taking some time away, but Chief O'Hara says he's gonna run the show while he's gone.
I guess someone always needs to be sitting in that office.
I mean, in Gotham City, maybe.
I guess because there's an active Batman case and he might need to call.
Yeah, makes sense to me why you would want somebody there.
I guess.
Um, so when Gordon leaves, he's like, I want everything to, you know, run as if I was here. To the to the letter, by the book. Um,
I
like
mean,
we
Chief
found out,
O'Hara's he's a loose cannon, so
well, like like we found out about Batman in last episode, Chief O'Hara is also anti-medicine.
yeah.
And when Cleopatra comes in attempting to give O'Hara his vitamins, he denies them at first, but she convinces him. She's like, "Hey, like Gordon said he wanted everything to like run to the letter." And he takes the mind control pill.
And then isn't King Tut just like right off frame
Yeah, he
the whole
just like
time?
appears.
Yeah. I thought that was a very funny reveal.
So yeah, Batman shows up to the back door, mind you.
Yeah, we never really see that angle of the city hall.
Well, I feel like not much happens outside of City Hall. So like
Yeah.
wherever they filmed that, they probably like,
Just put up a sign.
well, yeah, it's like, oh, if they use the back lot, we don't have to film on location
Yeah.
because they already have established the front door. So
Yeah,
they
makes
can just
sense.
like film in a studio lot somewhere. And we got the chief, he's dancing on a ledge up on high. And we get a holy high wire from Robin here.
Yeah. We see people on ledges relatively frequently, I feel now.
Yeah, I mean, typical drama. Like, oh no, they're gonna fall.
Yeah.
Uh Cleo is like looking out and sees Batman and is just in love with Batman.
I know they're always in love with Batman.
Uh
We said it many times, it's by far my least favorite trope.
King Tut like is pissed and like pulls on her ear.
Yeah, he's like not having it. Well, he's a menacing guy.
Well,
Yeah.
well, the last woman that King Tut had that did that, he drove insane. So she gets off better than the last one did.
Yeah, what
Ah,
was it? What was the torture method they did to them?
It was like the pebble torture,
Last
which
year, I was
I
just
don't.
dropping a little stone on him over and over, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's like a rock version of that, like water torture.
Yeah, the
Or
Chinese water torture. Yeah.
I guess the Egyptian equivalent is pebbles.
God, it's so weird. Anyway, yeah, I forgot she was driven irrevocably insane because that led, and Batman was pretending to be because that led to that famous Batman dance. Um,
The Batusi.
no, it was a different one. Batusi was in the first episode,
but
but like
doesn't the Batusi come back?
oh, I
Yeah,
don't know if it comes. Does it
that's
come
like his
back?
beginner. Yeah, because he's doing the Watusi, but he does like little fingers for the ears.
Yeah, it might have been the Batusi again. I know
He's like
we've seen it twice.
he's like jumping around and stuff in the King Tut one.
No, I don't remember. Um, yeah, Batman manages to save Chief O'Hara, who like starts doing like these crazy like gymnastic flips on the flagpole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's doing pull-ups which for a guy his age is pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I can't even do him.
he's
I'm
got
sure I'm not his age.
He's got a lot of physical prowess here.
I guess the cops keep fit. I guess there's a reason not to take medicine.
Yeah, you know what? After watching this, I'm done with medicine.
Yeah. Next time I get COVID, I'll just die.
Um, we cut back to the wherever King Tut's lair is now. I feel like he's had two lairs kind of raided by Batman, so I'm not sure where this new lair is. And the show doesn't really seem concerned with like telling us.
Yeah.
How many Egyptian themed places could there be in Gotham, really?
Apparently a shocking amount.
I wonder how many Egyptian themed places there are in Philadelphia.
Well, let's see. There'd probably be, if you count the museum, the Art History Museum, that's one. It's the only one I can think of. Maybe there's sometimes an exhibit at the Franklin Institute.
Yeah, who knows? Um, King Tut is like bawling because he has to kill the scarabs to make more of his formula.
Yeah, but apparently killing all of them, in which case, like, just let them breed a little bit longer and keep some breeding pairs. But like, apparently, if they kill all of them, they can make enough to like take like possess everyone in the whole city.
Yeah, and their plan is to add it to the water supply, which is a good plan.
Yeah, I would say it makes sense.
It's very Batman Begins of them.
Oh yeah, Christopher Nolan must have seen this episode.
I mean, we know he watched at least the first Joker episode because they're wearing
Because
the
the
same
Joker
mask at the
mask.
beginning of the Dark Knight, the Joker.
That's true.
And we know
Um, oh, go
there's
ahead.
the old Batman Returns and His Honor the Penguin, Dishonor the Penguin.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. We did Batman Returns 2 Christmases ago as our Christmas special because it was also the 30th anniversary of that movie. Oh my God, we've done this for like 2 years
Well,
almost.
just because we've had two Christmas if we started right before Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have been at it for a while. Um, cut to the Batcave and like Robin is like, we got to get Gordon and O'Hara like out of office.
Yeah, yeah, they're compromised.
Yeah. And Batman is like, he's like, don't worry about it. Have some faith in them. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Robin has like good reason to be concerned.
Yeah, they control like the police forces and stuff.
Yeah. Um, Alfred is in the Batcave and he just has a tray with like six glasses of milk on it.
Yeah,
Butterman.
a lot of buttermilk.
Yeah. Batman's
Yeah,
just like slamming them too.
yeah. Yeah, I wrote in my notes because they were like, we need an antidote. I was like, this buttermilk's the antidote, and Batman's drinking a ton of it, and he's gonna take the pill and he's gonna be fine. And then I was spoiler, I was right. So another King Tut episode where Batman pretends to be like under a spell.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Sphinx is like, or like using the Sphinx, King Tut is making a public declaration for conquest or whatever the heck he does. Um, and yeah, the Sphinx is over in Jefferson Square Park.
Yeah, and it's just saying like predictions.
Yeah.
They seem to be of like no consequence. Well, they're
Um,
saying like he wants to have more drinking fountains and stuff
yeah.
because he wants people to drink the his Kool-Aid that he made.
So Gordon, who is has been mind controlled between last we saw him and now, like lures Batman to the park, and the two drink some poisoned lemonade. And
Yeah, and Batman slams that too.
yeah, so Batman is now under the thrall of King Tut.
Yeah, as King Tut calls him up on a payphone, uh, and basically, yeah, then puts him under his spell, and they walk like mummies.
Yeah. So this show doesn't really address this at all, but like, how come the formula, like, how come King Tut is the only one who can mind control people?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too because I think when Batman and Robin were trying to get O'Hara to come in, they were kind of just giving him commands, and he was like, "Okay," and then came inside.
Maybe it's his kingly will.
Maybe.
Maybe you have to put some of your own blood into it or something. I don't know.
Seems pretty scientifically sound.
I did write my notes. I wish I was smarter because Batman says like a big string of like chemicals and stuff. And I was like, oh, I wonder if those are like real things. I
I mean, I'm sure they're real words, but I'm sure the
Yeah,
compound is nothing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the compound's nothing. I was like, I don't know, maybe there'd be something to it.
as long as it sounds good. Maybe it's like whoever's like if you speak loud enough and like deeply enough, like they'll it kind of overrides whoever's like commanding.
Oh, you know, like American, like modern politics.
Yeah, basically. I also want to take a second to point out the cape that Tut is wearing of like feathers
Oh, it's
because
awesome.
I love it.
I like that when he wears it like cloaked over the front of him, he kind of looks like a big owl. I don't
Mm.
know why. Tut, can you take a minute? Just Tut is so good in general in this.
Oh yeah,
He's like what you want in one of these villains.
for sure.
He's so campy and like silly, but like yeah, he really walks that line between like menacing and goofball.
And he's so good at it.
Yeah. Like just gets it perfectly, like the tone of what they're going for. Like,
Because like he is threatening. Like he's a lot. He has like traces of like the Riddler in him,
yeah,
where like the Riddler is kind of like pretty scary sometimes.
Riddler's really scary in this show,
Yeah.
actually. Like you feel like you don't know what he's gonna do at any given moment, and that he actively hates everyone that's not him.
Oh yeah, he's like a huge narcissist.
Well, I've
Yeah.
heard mentioned that like that a lot of like later depictions of the Joker seem like they kind of take from Gorshin's Riddler.
Oh man, the Riddler in this is we have a big problem that we keep calling him the Joker. And like his last appearance in season one was based on a Joker story from the comics where
Oh,
they just replaced it with the Riddler and added riddles to it. It's like, yeah, there is kind of a weird, like blended line or blurred line.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, Joker's been kind of menacing every once in a while in this, but he's more silly.
yeah.
Because there was that one episode where like he was like brainwashing kids in the high school, and like he was gonna murder that like teenage girl.
yeah. She
Robin
betrayed
just
him,
happened to save her.
or was going to betray him, something like that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but everything the Joker does is in service of like some joke, which is like interesting in its own way, but like, yeah, the Riddler is
He's a
like,
true comedian. It's always about the gag.
Yeah, for
yeah,
Joker.
Yeah. Yeah.
but the Riddler is just like menacing.
He comes off really unhinged.
Yeah. And like we get that in King Tut, but King Tut is a little sillier and like we're more empathetic to him because we know he's like he just thinks he's King Tut sometimes.
Yeah.
So Batman goes to oh, well, Robin is like following Batman and King Tut's goons like pop out and grab him.
Yeah, because Batman and Gordon, yeah, walk off like mummies.
Yeah. So they arrive at King Tut's lair and yeah, Batman is just like a zombie, like praising King Tut, saying, "You are the greatest."
He's walking like an Egyptian.
Exactly.
Cleo, I really like how like even when she's not saying anything, like before she says anything, like the actors like really like playing off that she's like doesn't like seeing Batman like not be himself. Like I know Scott, you hate
I know.
the
Yeah.
trope, but like I thought that bit of acting was like really good. Like it's just a little more depth than we usually see in this show where like everyone needs to like state their feelings and intentions so that children can understand. But it's like you can
Yeah.
just see, even though she's standing next to King Tut, like she like feels bad for Batman. And it's like, of course, I guess she never really gets a chance to betray Tut here, but like you can see that she would. I just thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And it's here Batman reveals that he's not mind controlled at all because, like Scott said, he coated his stomach with milk before drinking that evil lemonade. What? You don't like that?
No, 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 something else.
I'm trying to think of a milk lemonade joke, but like my mind's a blank.
I think there it is.
I think
Yeah.
just making this just referencing it is enough.
Okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, so Batman's on his knees before Tut and is, under his spell.
Well, except he's not.
Well, as far as they know.
Oh, well, I mean, he reveals pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Um, we get a fight scene.
Yeah, I like this one better than the one last episode.
Yeah, I feel like the second episode, they usually good do a good job about making that one like the bigger fight.
Not in Archer.
Well, I mean, all of them just sucks. The good episodes of this show do a better. Um, so yeah, this King Tut also doesn't fight. Like, because we were
Yeah.
saying, oh, the minstrel like doesn't get involved in the fist fights.
I mean, Minstrel made a very he made a specific point to say that he doesn't fight. I think King Tut just got away from the fight. Well, he ran outside because he was gonna start driving his like poison or potion to.
But even in the fight last episode, he's like hiding rather than like getting
Oh
involved.
yeah, he was still in the back room. Like why? I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't go out there and fight Batman if my goons are already dealing with him.
Yeah, like some of these guys are not like not action guys. Like he's got to be like what in his like late 40s, early 50s. He's got like he's not exactly going to be taking on Batman.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's like interesting, like seeing who will and won't fight him.
Like I said, I know Catwoman doesn't fight him, but I'm pretty sure the show probably has a thing about like punching women.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Because there was no big brawl in like the Zelda the Great episode either.
Well, Batgirl can only like kick people like on top of tables and stuff like that. So like they had like weird things about what women could and couldn't do.
Yeah, lots of sexism. Yeah, I'm interested to see because I've only seen like one Batgirl episode in any sort of recent time. So interested to see like how she is different. Um, we yeah, we get a fight. Batman and Robin easily mop the floor with these goons. Yeah, King Tut's car is like one of those like old-timey like
Like,
crank
yeah,
cars. And
like that's
that's
so
really his
weird.
undoing, isn't it?
That like 5 minutes he has to take to like crank the engine up.
Well, that's what
If
they
you
had in ancient Egypt.
true.
Is it? Did they have
No,
that?
I'm just making a joke.
famous famous Egyptian Henry Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Egyptians invented the automobile and some white guy from the Midwest took credit for it.
Oh,
It'd be
yeah.
crazy. That'd be crazy if they had like a clockwork version of like an engine that like back then. Oh,
No, it would be absolutely crazy.
Oh, no, no. What would happen is they would have invented something like that, but then the white people are like, well, there's no way that they could have done it, so it must have been aliens.
exactly. I'm
True.
not
So how does this tank get like holes in it?
I don't
Batman
know.
does something, right? I
Yeah,
didn't notice it either.
yeah, just like the tank just starts like leaking and
Like was it supposed to like spray out the back or something?
Yeah, I assume Batman just kind of like turned the nozzle or whatever, but like it looks like it
Yeah.
sprung leaks.
yeah.
Because I
Well, the
think King Tut
leaks,
says like leave the spigot alone or something. Like it's a giant like keg.
yeah, I don't know. But
Oh,
anyway, it gets in King Tut's mouth and he drinks his own formula.
his
Yeah,
cursed
and
lemonade. His
Gross.
cursed lemonade.
yeah, but it causes him
That
to fall in love with Batman, just like all of the women in the show.
that Abu Rabu Simbutu plays no favorites.
Yeah, so now he's under mind control. Whew.
Yeah, and I think it kind of turns him back to normal, doesn't it?
Well, yeah,
It,
so we
it
cut,
chills him out. It chills him out at the very least.
well, when we cut to police headquarters, like he is his professor self, whatever his name was.
William Omaha McElroy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
McElroy.
McElroy. Uncle of
Um,
Uncle of Clint.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, does any of that part of that name, like, is there like an Egyptian pun in there somewhere?
I don't know.
And his
um,
initials would be WOM. I don't know. It just
no,
feels like that's like what the show would do
it does, it
with
does.
Cleopatra and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Missed opportunity, if not. I know like the comic version of Tut is Victor Goodman and like because Buono is like Italian for good.
Mm.
That was
oh,
like a
that's
pun on
cute.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a nice reference.
yeah.
Um, Batman asks Gordon if he's going to take him to trial, and Gordon acknowledges that it's like there's no easy choice in a case like this.
Yeah, it's at
Yeah.
least a gray area.
And yeah, I like the acknowledgement on that because yeah, this is clearly like a mental health case that's become like, that like obviously like ramps up out of control, but like you're not punishing King Tut, you're punishing
Yeah.
Professor.
Yeah, I feel like if anyone should go to the Arkham Institute, it's him.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we don't get that until the comics come around.
Didn't they mention Arkham at one point?
I don't think it was invented yet.
Well, I mean, it's from Lovecraft. That existed.
Well, yeah, but like they didn't bring it into the comics
I'm
until
pretty
like
sure they sent someone to a mental thing in this show at this point. Do you remember, Kendall?
I don't recall.
it might have existed, but like they didn't call it the Arkham.
Yeah, I thought it
You
was called the
know,
Arkham Institute in this.
Well, let's see if Google can is
Yeah, because it was Arkham Asylum in the comics because,
Yeah.
alliteration.
Oh yeah, I absolutely adore alliteration.
Same.
There's apparently an Arkham Institute in Philadelphia. That might just be what I'm thinking.
Yeah. All I can see is stuff from the
74.
comics.
Yeah, Arkham Asylum was not created till 74.
Okay.
Hmm.
They've at least sent someone to a mental institute in this show.
Yeah,
I do
and I
know
mean
that.
that makes sense. It might have been this character last time he showed up.
Denny
Maybe.
O'Neil, Denny O'Neil created Arkham Asylum, which makes sense.
Hmm, very cool.
Oh, I was gonna say I was just about to besmirch Danny O'Neill's. Neil Adams is the person I've had bad interactions with,
Yeah. D-
which
Oh,
he was a
D-
notorious jerk, so that's not surprising.
Denny O. Adams.
Yeah.
oh, are you gonna spill the tea on Batcast?
I mean, he's dead now, so what's the point? Um,
R.I.P. Rest in penis.
but I reached out to him to do Free Comic Book Day once. And he sent me a really nasty email about like why the fuck would I ever do that? And I'm like, all right, man.
Okay.
Because it was like he was like, why
A
would I ever do
simple
a
no
free
would
event? And I was
suffice.
like, I can pay you to come to this. Like I wasn't that's what it said in the original email. I was like, we can make it worth your while. But
A
I've done
simple
that
no
for
would
many creators in
suffice.
the past. But I was like, all right, I'm never gonna reach out to you again. Thank you.
Well,
Well, I would expect nothing but civility from a guy who made Batman Odyssey, after all.
God, I couldn't even get in. I couldn't even read like one page of that. My brain just shut
No,
off.
no one could. It only got it only got made because of like his built up goodwill he had.
Yeah,
I've not read it.
you shouldn't. It's bad.
Let's do an episode about it.
Maybe.
No, I'm just kidding. Um, so yeah, Gordon, like I think Commissioner Gordon is in love with Batman.
Oh my God. So yeah, Gordon's like going off about like what a paragon of virtue he is, and then like
Like
it's
rare,
it
very rare.
scared me that like Commissioner Gordon knows who I am because he like turns and like smiles at the camera at the end.
Yeah, he broke the fourth wall to like declare like how much he loves Batman.
Yeah, it was like I wrote in my notes. Oh my God, Commissioner Gordon knows I'm watching. It scared me.
Yeah, and that's how the episode ends with Gordon breaking the fourth wall.
And then Deadpool stole it from him.
Yeah,
Man, I can't believe Deadpool invented breaking the fourth wall in 1906, and everyone stole it from him. Tragic.
so yeah, I guess we need to rate King Tut's plan.
I think it was a pretty good plan.
Yeah, I've heard worse.
Let's
Scarabating. They kept using that word, scarabating.
don't get caught scarabaiting.
Hand check.
Um, yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, are there any like flaws to this plan?
Buttermilk on the
Oh
off
yeah, there's
chance.
that.
On the off
Uh,
chance everyone's. They specified buttermilk. Like, would people normally be drinking buttermilk?
I've never had it. I also just don't like milk. But
Well, and
I've
also
only
Batman was like intentionally trying to coat his stomach.
yeah.
yeah.
So like, if anyone who's just like drinking, I guess it'd just be in the water. You
I guess the
know,
bigger problem with his plan is just that like he's using up all of his scarabs at once, whereas like, well, you can't get any more after that. So once
like
Gotham City's under control, like, is the government going to just like do a no man's land?
yeah, there's the 66 version of No Man's Land is like, well, we can't get the bug juice out of the water. Just cordon off the city. Like if he'd waited a little bit longer, he probably could have had like I don't know how scarabs breed, or but you'd imagine like they probably breed in like large bunches.
Yeah,
So
well, Batman says like they can like multiply 1,000-fold.
just wait a little while for it.
Yeah, that was my thought.
He
And
seems to
he's
be
like,
in a rush.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm torn
very.
if it's a 2 or 3.
It's at least a two. Um, I mean, if we gave Minstrel 3 last time, I feel like this is a much more like world threatening plan than his was.
Oh, for sure.
Because they were like the heist that plan threatens the entire world. Because like yeah, even if he didn't try to poison the whole city, like he can just get that to specific people like Gordon and get like if he just got to like the president, he'd be fine.
Yeah.
Just kind of work your way up the chain.
But I mean his goal is just
Gotham, because he
What's
thinks it's
Gotham
New
City?
Thebes, right? Yeah.
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 So yeah.
So I
I
guess
guess I think
he's.
a 3, right?
Yeah, I'll go
I
with
think,
three.
yeah, let's go three. I'm comfortable
Yeah.
with it.
Like I
Are
said, it's
you
at least a
updating that, Scott? Or
no, I'll get it.
I can do it.
If you're there, yeah, we can put that in our drive account. But yeah, so overall, Rox, what did you think about this?
I enjoyed it. It's fun. I mean, it's always fun with Tut.
Let's
I
say, was this
mean,
your first time really going back and rewatching this show a little bit?
watching the old series, yes, because I've
Mhm.
rewatched the animated movies recently, and Tut does show up in the second one, and he's one. They revisit a couple of the villains in the Two-Face one, like Bookworm, like was one of them, and Tut. It's funny you mentioned like how Tut was um being brought to trial. Like he is brought to trial in that movie.
Interesting.
I haven't watched them. Um, I think we're gonna save them for like special episodes of the podcast then because I haven't seen them.
I
So
would like to
because we
do
might
that.
do them, yeah, because we might do those as episodes. I'm gonna try to save my initial reaction for the mic.
Okay.
Um, but I do know that a lot of Batman villains from this series like appear in that.
Hmm.
Do you know if Roddy McDowell reprised
He
his
was
role?
dead.
Yeah, was
He
he
was
in it?
deceased.
Yeah.
He had a bad case of not being alive at the time.
Oh yeah, died. When did he die?
I want to say like early 2000s, maybe late night.
I don't remember. I just
He's
remember the most recent thing I had seen him in was Shakma, um, which is a killer baboon movie.
Whoa. Him and
uh,
his monkeys.
Him and his
98.
apes.
He
98.
died.
Okay. So yeah, so he was very dead.
Yeah.
So that sucks.
I knew he was at the very least in Superman Taz because he played the Mad Hatter in that. So that must have been like one of the last things he did.
Oh yeah, we did learn about that when we did that episode. I forgot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was the Mad
I must
Hatter.
have forgot.
Oh yeah, we
I
talked about that.
I love the Mad Hatter. At least that like initial episode, I think is like
Oh yeah,
so
that's a great one.
it's like one of my favorite Batman animated series episodes.
Yeah,
Oh,
because I remember we talked about that episode at length when we did the bookworm episode.
oh, interesting. Interesting that we wouldn't talk about it during the Mad Hatter episode, but
Or maybe we talked about during the meta. We definitely talked about that on the show.
yeah.
He was also
Oh,
in A Bug's Life, strangely enough.
Really?
interesting.
What was he? Who was he in that?
I have no idea. I'm looking at his Wikipedia page right now. Mr. Soil, the ant colony's resident thespian. I haven't seen A Bug's Life in probably 20 years, so
Yeah, me neither. I
he was
remember
also.
not like loving it when it was new. Also, we were like teenagers, so it was a kids movie, so I wasn't really like going out my way to watch it.
It's also not one of Pixar's best either. He was
I
also.
think it's I think it's a fine movie. Um, but it was definitely like that was when Pixar was like at the top of their game and it wasn't on that level.
Yeah, that was like the second thing they did, like after
Yeah,
Toy Story.
it was the follow-up to Toy Story. I loved Toy Story,
Well,
but
Toy Story still hits.
yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, you don't like Toy Story?
I
Really
could care less about that movie.
Really? All right.
interesting.
Um, so yeah, looking at these rankings for this season, we've given out three threes and one one.
Well, that Archer one was bad.
The Archer one was terrible, but
I mean, Batman's, things are more dangerous this season.
yeah, these guys are ramping up. So who won last season?
I think it came down to Riddler and Penguin, if I remember correctly. I know
I think
it was close between Riddler, Penguin, and Joker. But it was also the nature of like they all had like 4 episodes each and everyone else had like one.
yeah, I think like Penguin came out when we did like an average. Penguin came out like half a point or like point 1 points ahead, it looks
Yeah,
like.
it was very really close. But we haven't seen I mean, we saw Catwoman, but we haven't seen any of like the other like the big ones from the first season yet.
Yeah, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually. Um, yeah, anything else we want to say about King Tut?
No, I just really, really enjoyed it. And I hope the pattern of bad to good, then bad to good doesn't continue. Because next week we got Ma Parker, and like I don't know anything about her.
I think she is either based off of an actual person or there's actually like something like that in the comics.
Interesting.
I know there's a
But like
Ma
as far,
Mayhem was a villain from Batman Beyond.
well, she's just kind of a generic like crime person and not like a
There was a
themed villain.
Ma Barker was who I was thinking of. She was like an
Yeah.
actual like person.
Yeah. So they're probably inspired by that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they also was originally a comic character that was inspired by the real person
Yeah. She was also the basis for Ma Beagle from
from the
DuckTales.
Beagle. Yeah, from DuckTales. I
Uh,
did know that.
cool. Well, join us here in a week or two to see what's up with Ma Parker.
But before we go, thank you so much for joining us, Roxy. I really liked having you on, and now
Thanks
we
for having
have
me.
more. So yeah, we have more excuse to talk about Batman stuff on our in our regular personal lives.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun and definitely down. I know we're excited to get to those Green Hornet episodes. So yeah, if you want to come back for that, just give a shout.
Yeah, I'm up for any episode you want to have me back for. Like I had fun. And hope you enjoyed having me.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
anytime, Rox.
Oh yeah. Well, if there's nothing else, I think yeah, we'll see y'all next time. Same Batcast time, same Batcast channel.